everybody, it's your girl Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is September the 23rd, 2020, and today I heard loud and clear one word, and that was build. Yeah, friends, as I was doing my morning routine, and I was just about to make a joke. Basically, if I look at my little calendar of my working out portion of my morning routine, I've been kind of slacking this month. I haven't been as consistent as I've been in the previous months. I don't know if it's because of the anniversary and, my birthday wasn't too long ago. So on those days, I kind of didn't do the full routine. I just either did one thing or the other or whatever like that. But anywho, today I did my entire routine. And I would say after my warm-up session, right before I got ready to pray and meditate, I heard the word build, and I'm like, okay, well, that's good. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that, did my prayer meditation because I just was like, just in case, maybe something else come to my mind. But, after that, it just started to research the whole word build. Now, I know on one hand, I guess I would just say that I hope that we are using this time now to build. I hope that you have been using this entire 2020 to build and everything like that, because it's been a great time to do so in regards to I just know for me, I can speak for myself that God has sat me down this year, but in a lot of ways by sitting me down, he opened up so many other doors, and doors that I have been working towards for years now, and I've shared that repeatedly through on the juice. So if you guys aren't familiar, I don't know if I'm getting new people every day or something like that, but you can hear about that in the previous juices. I don't want to be long the time talking about that, but I don't know, y'all. As I started to do my little research on just the word build and how what the Bible has to say about it, man, I would say the second verse, which I'm going to read for you guys. When I read it, it just made me want to fall out. I was like, golly, is that what we're going today, Lord? This what we talking about? I said, all right. So here we go, y'all. On one hand, I guess today is going to be a little lengthy because a lot of these verses are a little lengthy, but at the same time, I'd say, well, I guess that's the beautiful thing about not being on a timer. So if you guys are willing to go ahead and rock with me today, I hope that it encourages you and inspires you and blesses you. So here's the verse that knocked me out this morning, y'all. It's 1 Corinthians 3, 9 through 15. It says, "For we are God's fellow workers. You are God's field, God's building. According to the grace of God given to me, like a skilled master builder, I laid a foundation, and someone else is building upon it. Let each one take care of how he builds upon it. For no one can lay a foundation other than which is laid, which is Jesus Christ. Now, if anyone builds on the foundation with gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, straw, each one's work will become manifest, for the day will disclose it, because it will be revealed by fire, and the fire will test what sort of work each one has done." Can we just let that marinate this morning? Honestly, when I read that, I was like, we could just leave it at that right there and not even add no more verses to this juice. I was like, oh my goodness, man, let's marinate on that. Basically, it's just pretty much saying that, it's going to be revealed what you building with. Whether you got that foundation of Jesus or not. And if you don't, the fire is going to test it, and it's going to show what kind of work you doing. So I was like, oh my God. It's like, man, like, I hope we are all building on the foundation of Jesus Christ right now, because if we not, oh my. But I do have a few more verses for you guys, because as I was doing my little, my little research and writing down verses, I was like, I just found it very beautiful how all of these correlated and how all of these just kind of flowed like right after the other. I have like three more main verses, I guess, or sections of whatever, and it's like in 3 different books, but it was just amazing and beautiful to me how they just flowed together. And honestly, like, I was gonna leave it at that again and be like, give you guys these 3 verses and be like, or these 4 verses, because the one I just shared with you all, I was just gonna give you guys that and say, hey, go deeper with that and read that on your own back to back and see if you guys feel the same way as I did. But I do have a verse to add to it in the go deeper section as well. But let's just get into it, because I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's go to 1 Thessalonians 5:11. It says, therefore encourage one another and build one another up, just as you are doing. Then Ephesians 2:19 and 22 says, so then you are no longer strangers and aliens, but you are fellow citizens with the saints and members of the house, of the household of God, built on the foundation of apostles and prophets, Christ Jesus himself being the cornerstone, in whom the whole structure being joined together grows into a holy temple in the Lord. In him you also are being built together into a dwelling place for God by the Spirit. And then Matthew 7:24 and 27 says, everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on rock. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat on that house, but it did not fall, because it had been founded on the rock. And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand, and the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. Man, like, I don't know, that would be a lot for me to reread to y'all back to back the way I want to reread it to y'all. But I guess that's what I'm going to put in the go deeper for y'all to do today. Like, I want you guys, if you can and will, to take those 4 verses that I just read to you all, read them back to back. Even if you, hey, I wrote all of these down this morning, so I guess I challenge you all to do the same. Take the verses, write them all down, back to back, and read them back to back. Like, they just flow so beautifully, like it all just goes together, like. And then the verse that I'm going to put in the go deeper section is 1 Peter 2, 4-8. That as well is just flows with the whole thing as well. And to know that those are all separate books and they just flow so well is amazing to me. But anyway, now you're going to notice a theme, or you're going to notice a phrase or a word being said throughout those verses. And it is the word cornerstone. And so I wanted to define that for you guys this morning, just in case you're not familiar with this whole idea of the cornerstone. So the definition says, an imported quality or feature on which a particular thing depends or is based. And then the second definition says, a stone that forms the base of a corner of a building joining 2 walls. So then the Bible is also referred to as the foundation stone, and it's pretty much a symbolic or symbol of Christ. And so at the end of the day, y'all, we can build as much as we want, right? You can build I guess technically for whatever kingdom you want to build for, right? But if we go back to that first verse, or those first verses that I shared with you all, at the end of the day, the fire is going to test what you're building with, or what you're building for, or what you're building on. And if it ain't on Jesus, if it's not on Christ, y'all, hey, according to the last verse right there, it's like you're a fool building on sand, building your house on sand. And it says great was the fall of it. So if you want to have something to stand through these tough times, through everything that, come on, everything that we're going through right now, if you want to stand on something, you got to stand on Jesus. You got to stand on the Word of God. All of this is just clear explanation of what happen when you do so, and what will happen when you don't. So that's just something to marinate on this morning, y'all. I hope that helps you. I hope that blesses you. I hope that encourages you, and I hope that inspires you this morning to build, but also have the right foundation. My goodness. The Bible verse of today is 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Well, friends, I guess in my mind I was thinking that this juice was going to be super long, because then, when I looked at these verses and as I was writing them down, it seemed like it's rather long, but I guess not. It seemed kind of short and sweet to me. I hope this encourages you to build, friends. And yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited about everything God is doing. And, hey, thank you. Thank you for listening. Yeah, thanks for listening, friends. Oh, goodness gracious. Anyway, sorry, my mom was feeling like I was on the talk show. So if I'm being honest with you guys. But anyway, yeah, friends, thank you all for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day. And I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. If you like what you hear, then consider supporting our podcast. Every listener that supports us for $9.99 a month will be entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win a free gift. So become a supporter today.